Hey guys, it's Kimise, and I'm back for my weekly vlog. Hope everybody's been doing great. I have been doing excellent, and it's been a really solid week. Yeah, for gameplay and everything. So this week it's been a lot of fun. We finished out Polaris and we started Mirage just this weekend. So I hope you guys enjoyed the new video today. We're out there working some caravans and having some fun with that and trying to go ahead and get the progress going. You know, Mirage, tell you what, one of my favorite worlds that's out there. It's definitely my favorite third arc world, and we're going to get more into that as we get into the series. But I'm super stoked about it. I feel like my character's in a good place. He has a good deck. He has some good gear, and he's ready to go. You know, so we'll be jumping into that, and that's a lot of fun. Monday night stream is still going on. We've got my max level wizard that I'm working through Wallaroo side quests, and if you want to come work through some Wallaroo side quests, I would love to have you guys with me. Or if you need some side quest help, just let me know. Hop on stream, give me a true friend code, and we'll come knock a dungeon or two out with you. No worries, have a lot of fun doing that. The best part is when you guys are there and we're having some good chats and having a good time. So of course everybody's welcome. Wednesday night, I'm not going to be able to do the Wednesday night stream this week. I've got a training I have to be at, so unfortunately no Pirate 101 this week. Missed it last week because I wasn't feeling good. Had a terrible headache for about 2 days, but feeling much better now. Very happy. So I just want to give you guys a heads up. But we will be returning to the Pirate 101 streams. And in fact, you know, we'll probably be looking at the new Pirate 101 walkthrough here. Probably not any earlier than October, maybe not till November. But I really want to get as far as I can right now with the Wizard 101, the dual school walkthrough first before I move too much more. But there we go, updates right there. Minecraft's been sporadic. I've been so busy with school, I get tiny pockets of time to work. So I work it here, work a little here. Like for instance, we were able to get some basic farms up last weekend and everything. This weekend, I'm going to, I think the plan is right now, I'm going to start digging into some small farms there in the area that anybody new can come through and use. That's why the warehouses were built, and I think they've been doing really, really good. So I've been pretty happy with the warehouse builds and how they have turned out. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do some interiors, go do some small farms, work around in that area for right now because that's what I have the time to do. Core server is wide open, guys. If you guys want to join the server, all you have to be is a member of the channel here or a member of my Patreon. Either way, just send me a DM in the Discord if you join either one of those, and we'll get you all hooked up, and we'd love to have you guys on. There's plenty of room on the server. We'll be updating here on the next update once everything releases and all. So pretty excited about that. I'm pretty excited. There's some new things that that Mojang is working on, and I'm pretty stoked about that. So what is on my mind this week? Well, this is going to be probably a shorter vlog than most weeks, but I just wanted to tell you something that I was thinking about. You know, like I'm getting a little bit older, not too old. I'm getting a little bit older. I'm just starting to have these memories of things that I did growing up, and you know, I don't have them written down anywhere. I don't have a lot of pictures of them, so now they're just stories, you know. And I was thinking like, wow. I don't have any grandkids to tell these stories to right now, which is fine. I'm not that old. Yeah, I don't need grandkids, right? But I don't want to forget these stories. I don't want to forget how they impacted me or what was great about them, or, you know, just the fact that they occurred. And I know that at some point when I'm gone, they go with me. So I was thinking, wow, I've got this great channel. I've got this great opportunity to share with you guys. So how about I just pull some of these stories out of my hat from time to time and just let them know? Well, I'm going to tell you about a time when me and my younger brother, we were in elementary school. We were probably around, I believe we're looking at probably 5th and 6th grade right now. Yep. Yeah, definitely 5th and 6th grade for me, and that would have been 3rd and 4th grade for him. And you know, this was in the 80s, in the early 80s, and we were very creative in what we did. You know, toys were expensive. My parents, they worked really hard, but we were kind of on the low end, and so we, you know, they always had a good place for us to live. We always had plenty of food and everything, but things were tight sometimes. And so, like, one set of toys that we got were those little green and brown army men. Now, I don't know if you guys remember these, ever saw them. They made video games about them, which, believe it or not, are actually kind of fun. The Green Man Army game, quite a bit of fun. But anyways, you know, what we did is we took these little characters and we split up our two armies. So we'd have the brown army, we'd have the green army, you know, and then there was always one figure that had a pair of binoculars and he had a pistol, and he was our general. And so we would have our general, and so what we would do is we'd have like this yard. Now, we lived in Santa Fe, New Mexico at this time, and it was fun. The thing about Santa Fe, New Mexico, and if you're renting, you never had a lawn. Your yard was usually dirt, rocks, and weeds. Now, my dad was pretty good about keeping the weeds out of the yard, so we didn't have a whole lot of weeds all there, but there were plenty of dirt and plenty of rocks. So what we would do is we'd go ahead and arrange these boulders and rocks all over, and then we would take our army men. We'd usually have about 20 of them or so, okay, each, and we would start placing them all across our border. We'd draw a line in the middle of the yard and we'd place them all across this border, and because they were advancing on each other, okay, and so we'd position them. We'd position our bazooka guys out in places. We'd position the mortar guys so they could toss the mortars. We'd position the heavy machine gunners on places where they had good view and everything. But basically, it was like a, you know, almost a 30-foot by 15-foot yard, and that was split in the middle. Then we'd take our generals and we'd go find a place near the back, because you don't want your generals up front. We'd place them in the back so that they could command from the rear. They would have that command. And then the fun began. So we had all these great little rocks. Of course, we'd have little pebble rocks. We'd have boulders. We would have flat rocks that might have a sharp edge and everything. And this is what we did. We had to stand at the back of the line, right, where you'd have your artillery, and me and my brother were the artillery. And what we had to do is, before we could start taking shots at the general, we had this one rule: you had to knock out 5 of the troops on the line. So we'd have to knock out 5 of the troops. So we'd take these rocks, we'd take these boulders, and we'd just like swing them across the yard. And it was a poor boys' war is what it was, and it was a lot of fun. So we'd throw these rocks, and you know, these little army men, they're plastic, they're cheap plastic, right? You know, so they don't take hits really well. And so the war stuff was hilarious. So we'd throw a rock and they'd get split in half, or they'd lose an arm, you know, so we'd use them for the next fight and everything. And it was good times, and we'd totally mash these. The best ones were when we would have a guy like stationed on another rock, because we'd have we'd have boulders in the yard and everything. It's just, I wish I had pictures for you to understand. But when we get a good hit and we'd toss something over, it'd strike, it'd hit that guy on the rock, and bam, he was like in pieces, or he was just smeared across the rocks. So that was one of the most creative games that me and my brother had growing up, and I wanted to make sure that was recorded somewhere, because we had so much fun doing that. And it just goes to show you, you know, we were of the age where our parents threw us outside of the house. You know, we drank from water hoses because that was our source of water, and when you lived in New Mexico, it's pretty dry up there and got pretty hot, so you had to make sure you drank. And we would run up and down the street. I mean, we had friends up and down the street. We would visit each other's houses. You know, our parents would kick us out again. We'd come up with these games, and it was a lot of fun. It was good times, and you know, can't say that I'll ever forget those times. But that was a game that we came up with, and I wanted to record that. I'm going to be bringing up other things. If you like this, drop me a like, drop me a comment if you enjoyed me going back in time. I want to share more of these, and I think it's going to be a really good opportunity for me to post it, to be able to have records of some of this stuff. Okay, so question answer time. Got a question? What is my favorite food? Well, I guess I would have to say my favorite food. Well, that's a tough question. So are we looking for like a specific food, or are we looking for like a genre of foods? Okay. I would almost have to say, what is my favorite food? Well, I'll have to say my favorite food's French fries. Yep, French fries. Made from the fantastic potato, probably the most awesome things ever grown. Lots of energy, lots of nutrients, especially if you get the potato skin. But French fries are fantastic because they take on a whole other form. I used to have a chemistry teacher. She'd say, I'll never eat French fries. Why? Because their molecular form changes them when you fry them. I go, but they taste so good. And I understand where she was coming from. She was a character. Loved her to death. Best chemistry, great chemistry teacher. Really helped me really like science. But anyways, but French fries, yeah, French fries, absolutely fantastic. I would eat French fries with almost every meal if I was not trying to stay healthy and live longer. I usually, that's just the thing. Awesome. Okay, so what is my plan for the gear in the walkthrough? Well, right now in the third arc has a few problems because when they developed the third arc, they stopped doing dual school gear. I don't know why. I think it was a bad call because I love the pattern of being able to craft that dual school gear depending on how you built your wizard and everything, and it works decently well through the first. It works really well through the first arc because that gear does level up quite well. The second arc, not as much because the hats, they start mixing some of the different stats, and so the hats don't really work good for damage and everything. So notice I didn't really craft any hats through most of the second arc. It was just robes and boots and everything. But then in the third arc, they made some calls, and I still disagree. I think they need to finish that gear audit that they've been talking about for a few years. They actually need to do it, and I think one of the best things they could do is in that third arc is bring back some dual school options. And I'm not talking crowns options. They need to throw it. They need to throw some crafters out there. They need to allow us, give us some recipes, give us some actual gear possibilities for that because they've been pushing it. Now the fourth arc, I'm really excited because I haven't really messed with any of that dual school gear, and that's one of the things they started doing in the fourth arc. So I'm really looking forward to it. So my goal right now is stick with the gear I got. Right now I'm thinking about going with a dual handle type of situation with my spear, with my wand. Like for instance, maybe have a fire one and a storm one, and then I just got to kind of watch what fights I go into, But I haven't decided whether I'm going to get rid of the Sky Iron Hosta or not because that's just such an overall great spear. There's some new stuff that you get at the end of Polaris, which you go back if you want to go grind those last couple dungeons. You can get some really good wands. Like I got the fire one, the crystal one, and everything, but don't know yet. Haven't decided. That's where I'm at as far as my gear. I'm going to probably end up going almost all through the third arc with that same set of gear. Let me know in the comments what you think. Okay, and guys, don't forget, drop questions. You drop questions here. You can drop questions on any of my videos. You can drop questions in